we gotta be able to look at and see, okay, y'all suffer from the same thing I suffer from, which is just being misinformed, pushing down of traditions that may not be aligned with this here book. And if it ain't, we got a decision of, are we gonna follow God or we gonna follow what everybody else doing? We gonna follow her, we gonna follow our family, our mother and father, we gonna follow the heavenly Father. That's the decision we gotta make, bro. And we out here looking for the ones that's gonna say, what, you know what? I'm gonna stand up. The business they gonna stand on is God's business.
That's right.
What they gonna stand 10 toes down on is what God say. Because if you're not, you're gonna be you're part of the problem.
Demons been doing the most, so we holding the post to the heavenly host, turn these serial killers to cinnamon toast. Yeah, prophets on the corner and we came to say today, scoffers gonna test and we gon' move them out the way. Scripts on the hip, tell them heathens fix their face.
Hey, my sister, I don't want you to go nowhere. Come on up. Where you gotta go? Everybody got something to do when we talking about God. I want you to come on up, my brother and sister. It is. Yeah, you're right about that. The point we trying to get to, my brother and my sister, my brother just came up, is that no matter what time we living in, we gotta obey or stand in the rules that our Father set for us to follow. It don't matter what everybody else tell us, and even if our own family raised us in a way that's against God, we got a decision to make. We got a decision to make. Either we gonna, give me Acts 5, I think it's obey, Acts 5:31, something like that, obey God or men, maybe 30. Acts 5 and 30. We got a decision we gotta make. That don't mean we gotta, I ain't saying, disrespect your parents, nothing like that, but we gotta be able to look at and see, okay, y'all suffering from the same thing I suffer from, which is just being misinformed, pushing down of traditions that may not be aligned with this here book. And if it ain't, we got a decision of, are we gonna follow God or we gonna follow what everybody else doing?
Bring it out!
We gonna follow her, we gonna follow our family, our mother and father, or we gonna follow the heavenly Father?
Right.
That's the decision we gotta make, bro. And we out here looking for the ones that's gonna say, what, you know what? I'm gonna stand up. The business they gonna stand on is God's business.
That's right.
What they gonna stand 10 toes down on is what God say.
Right.
Because if you're not, you're gonna be you're part of the problem. Because that's why our communities look the way they look in Birmingham. That's why they look the way they look in Chicago, and Atlanta, and LA, with all the violence, with all the sisters selling their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's strung out on drugs, people living in poverty, these households broken up to where kids ain't got no strong foundation.
Bring it out.
That's a byproduct of us not standing on what God say. So we out here looking for the people, okay, you believe in God, cool. Prove it, put it to the test. Let's see when we read what God say, how to live and what to do, if people gonna stand on it. Watch that, read. Is that what I want? Acts 5:30? 29, read that.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
That's what we have to do. The men that lived side by side and followed Jesus, the example that they set afterwards, they said, we're going to obey God rather than men. I don't care if it's my own mother or father, they trying to lead me down a direction that's against this. It's not happening.
I know that's true.
It's not happening.
Right.
And guess what? They have tried. They have tried, and they still try. And you're going to have not just them, not your own family, but you're going to have friends. You're going to have this entire world that's going to try to direct you against God. That's why Jesus said, I am not of the world. Because this world goes against the desires of God, the will of God. So the question is what decision we going to make? I want to ask you, bro, what decision are we going to make? Are we gonna dive into this book and figure out what God requires? Give me Durham 10 and 12. What God requires of us and do it, or we just gonna be like, everybody else doing it, so it must be all right. God ain't gonna kill everybody. Yes, he done it before.
And he'll do it again.
He'll do it again. He done it before. What decision we gonna make, my bro? Because believe it or not, our community depends on us. We gotta let go of this whole mindset of, well, that's them. I gotta take care of me and mine. Just think about it. If every man that we celebrate today had that same mindset as that, where we would be? If Martin Luther King had that mindset, where we would be? If Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton had that mindset, where we would be? If Jesus Christ had that mindset, I'm righteous, I'm good. They the ones who in sin. I ain't finna die for them. If he had that mindset, where we would be?
We wouldn't even be here.
Exactly. We can't have that mindset, bro. Because I'm not expecting our sisters to be the front line and be the forefront of trying to change the community. That's our job. When we see these YNs, these young dudes going astray, killing people, we gotta, Leviticus 19:17. This is what we gotta do. Leviticus 19:7. That's what we got to do. We got to be able to pull them to the side, have a conversation with them, and tell them this right here.
Sir. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke him, thy neighbor, and suffer sin not upon him.
Suffer not. Read it again. Suffer not sin.
And suffer sin not upon him.
Hold on. Let me make sure. And not suffer. Oh, you're right. Not suffer sin upon him. Meaning, the way that we show love to one another is we see them going in a direction that's going to have them hop in the casket or get put in the cell. We should be able to pull them to the side and be like, look, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? God say we're supposed to be doing this. We can't have hate for each other. We can't bear grudges for one another. If you all going to stand on that instead of this BS street code, we will be able to get somewhere. We won't have to be fearful for our grandma to sit on the porch. She want to sit on the porch. To have our kids being able to run around and play in the yard.
Right.
If we knew everybody in that community was on the same mind and not gonna take advantage or treat each other like prey, we'll be good. We'll be good. Just think about living a life like that, bro. That sound peaceful. I ain't gotta worry about. How about sound? Hold on. I can't walk out the door. Let me get my gun.
Right.
Let me make sure I got 300 rounds, just in case. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what real peace is. That's what real peace is, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be the forefront and be a part of that movement of change to create the environment.
Right.
Cause we waiting on Donald Trump to do it, ain't gonna happen. Wait Barack Obama to do it, ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? We wait on some rappers and Jay-Z to put some money somewhere to do it. You're gonna be waiting you're gonna be waiting till you got gray hairs like that brother back there. You're gonna be waiting, cause they not finna do it. It's gonna take us, bro, being on that common ground and wanting to do it. You see what I'm saying? Psalm 94:16. And that's even a question, God. Go ahead, you finna say something. That's true. That's true.
What I do, me personally, you know, I just try to be that light in the darkness. That's the way I go about life.
I like that.
And then that way, when they see me, they ask me like what I got going, and I just make the same message you guys talk about. You know, I'm a mailman, so I do a lot of people around here. I just spread positivity and generosity.
And I'm telling you, bro, that's better than what a million of our people out here doing. You saying the example they said, you know, but sometimes that even in our efforts of doing that, a lot of us, because we really don't, to be honest, we not a big fan of reading, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. A lot of us don't really, we could be on the left or right of understanding what right and wrong is or what's good and bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can have a general idea, like I know I ain't supposed to steal from nobody, I know I ain't supposed to harm nobody, or, you know, help take this man's wife or whatever. Like, we got a general sense, but kind of going beyond that is like, it gets in a gray area, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to smoking, do you smoke at all? See what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to smoking, stuff, something small like that, it's like, it ain't harmful to nobody or whatever. But the standard we have to go by is the person who made us, the creator. You know what I'm saying? His standard of right and wrong, because everything that's made, even by us today, cars, dang, what the things is, damn, why I can't think of it. The vacuum cleaners, any appliance, bro, when you open that box, it come with what? Instruction manual. And we ain't no different. The Lord formed us on this earth and he gave us an instruction manual to tell us this is how you're supposed to live. This is things not to do. And some of them, they don't just naturally, like, you realize it, naturally. Some things you do, I'll give you that. A lot of us, we understand not to do certain things, but some stuff we don't, because we don't readily see what's the byproduct of it. You see what I'm saying? For an example of that, is smoking. Give me 1 Corinthians 3:16. I know I got you jumping everywhere. I'm sorry. 1 Corinthians 3:16.
Yes, sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and have the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Well, sometimes what we don't realize is that when we read in Genesis about we are made in the image of God, His Spirit supposed to dwell in us. And like you said, when other people see us, they're supposed to see that light. They're supposed to see that example, like, damn, this brother moved different. You know what I mean? By the way he treat people, the way that he dressed, the way that he eat, I can tell this brother's different. You see what I'm saying? But the only thing that's gonna motivate you to do those things is if you got the Spirit of God dwelling in you. But it's gonna be hard for that Spirit to dwell in you if, read it again.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
You can ask if you know any brother that's that works as a firefighter, ask them how hard it is to run into a burning building. And it ain't just because of the heat, because of that damn smoke. It choke them out. They can't be in there for that long. Just imagine God's Spirit trying to dwell in us, and we just constantly putting them dang Rillos back, putting the weed back, putting the you know what I'm saying, putting the smoke in our body and destroying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't coexist. And on top of that, you got to ask yourself, well, what type of mentality do I have inside if I'm willing and able to buy something that tells me is going to kill me? Remember, cancer is the second leading killer of black people in this country. What type of mindset we got if we willing to, I'm going to buy something that's telling me I'm going to support your death, and we going to buy it? That's good. That's good. Because you got, like you said earlier, you got a child. We should want to be here as long as we can for our children, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they going to pick up on all those little things. I know you, how old is your child? 4? Yeah, so you already starting to see, like, dang, every little thing I do, small mannerisms, they pick up and they see everything, bro. They see everything, and they gonna pick up on, okay, my dad got a, if you know what I'm saying, if you had that habit, oh, he got a habit. And what you teaching them without saying it is, it's okay. You know how many people we done ran into, bro? I'm gonna give another example with the images right here, as far as with the cross. You know how many people we run into? Well, we ask them, like, we'll say, you believe Jesus white? They be like, oh, hell no. Then they had that kid with us. They be like, okay, which one of these is Jesus? You know what they point to? They're right here. Every time. But then we look at the parent, we be like, did you teach them this? We're like, no. I ain't never tell them that. But where are they getting this information from?
Bring it up.
From the influence of the world, and also simple stuff like that. Like the man that's hanging on that cross right there you got on your neck. That nigga ain't real. You see what I'm saying? That's a depiction of this man right here. So you could sit and you could tell us, nah, I don't believe in this. But then it's like, I see that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's like we showing that it's okay. And that's what you gotta think about, bro. You got a white man hanging from your chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was you, I'd get rid of that thing. I'd be like, man, look, I don't know who this nigga is. Matter of fact, you could take it to probably one of them pawn shop jewelry stores, have that thing melted down. You know what I'm saying? And be like, look, give me the gold back. I'll take that. But that nigga don't exist. Because what comes with this image, the idea that comes with, I don't know if you've seen them videos of where they set them 2 kids down. Or they said a white kid down and a black kid down. They had them 2 dolls in front of them. You seen that before? They said it's an experiment they did. Had a black young daughter and a white little child sit down. They had 2 Barbie dolls in front of them. One was white, one was black. And they asked both of them, which one is the pretty doll, which one the ugly doll? The white girl was like, the white one is the pretty one. The black one is the ugly one. Black girl sit down. Which one is the pretty, which one the ugly? The white one is the pretty one. The black one is the ugly. You gotta think about the implications that come with believing the man that you call God and that you worship look like this. You gonna believe, okay, well, he look like this. So does his father. So does his people. And everybody that's important in this. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if I was you, I'd throw that nigga away. You know what I mean? And I would make sure I'm putting forth, read me Proverbs 22:26. But matter of fact, no, let's read that. You had it.
Yes, sir. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 18. What profited the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it? The molten image and a teacher of lies.
Because every image that's created that we make, and that's an object of worship. Because when people, but whether you believe it or not, a lot of times when people wear like either crosses or a Jesus piece, the brother had one on earlier, you are making a statement that this is something that I subscribe to or that I believe in. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's an object of worship. You identifying where you stand, because a Muslim ain't wearing that. You see what I'm saying? A Buddhist ain't wearing that. But you identify yourself as a person that believes in that. You know what I'm saying? When we do that, we gotta acknowledge, well, if this nigga don't exist and he's not real, this is a lie. Well, what are we believing in? Something that's an idol, something that's a lie, something that don't exist. You know what I'm saying? What's the first commandment out of the 10? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. We make that white man a god. We make that white man a god. And guess what? If the Bible says he was white, then it'll be what it is. But the Bible don't.
Right.
The Bible describes him as looking like a man just like me and you.
That's right.
So if the world want to get mad at that, that's their prerogative. But we're going to teach what the Bible say, bro. That this book here, it's our history book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for us to connect the dots before these events right here. A lot of us, yeah. Come on up, my brother. Come on up. I'm good.
Why you feel like the same type of genocide happened to us that happened to like us?
Ooh.
Do you think it was so because
Yes, sir.
like in a way, like we made it hit him, like you saying, like we hit him, like how,
Deuteronomy 8:5. Because what's so perfect about this is that the question you asking is going to lead us to answering the question about our nationality. I just want to read this one verse. Read it one verse. Deuteronomy 8:5. Oh, you already got it?
Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thy heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee.
Same way, like you said, you have a child now. The same way where if you give your child certain things to follow and they decide, well, I'm going to make my own decision, I'm going to do what I want to do, well, there's repercussions behind that. And you're doing that not out of spite or out of hate, but you gave them rules for a purpose because you understand that if they follow this, it'll keep them safe. If they follow this, it's going to help them go in the right direction in life. But if they make a decision not to do it, you got to put something in place to correct that type of bad behavior, right? Likewise is the relationship with our Father and us. You know what I'm saying? The reason these events happen, and they didn't happen to other people, because believe it or not, even though the church should teach it, everybody is not the children of God.
right?
Everybody is not. The children of God, when you read this book, is what you see on this chart. It's what you see on this sign. Are the children, believe it or not, the people who are at the bottom, who went through these, I don't want you to go nowhere yet, my brother. Come back, where you use the bathroom, come back out. Believe it or not, the people who went through these atrocities, these tragedies, the worst tragedies in human history, those are God's people.
That's right.
But the question you have, well, damn, if he loves us and we his kids, why the hell I'm going through this? And nobody else. We got white people living in Mountain Brook, they living good. They ain't got no problem. They living their best life, riding their bikes through the hoods, whistling. No threat of being robbed, no, you know what I'm saying, no care in the world. But we don't got a monkey on our back, working our ass off, ain't got nothing to show for it, and passing down nothing but debt and trauma to our kids.
Right.
We gotta, the reason that it's like that is to show us something. Because what usually, give me, please read that. I'm sorry, you finna come back up. Read this.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
You gotta think about, you heard of Moses and what he did for the people in Egypt, his people in Egypt? When he told Pharaoh let his people go? You familiar with what Moses did for his people in Egypt? They were slaves and he had to...
Oh, and they disobeyed what God said. The man got banished for like 40 years or something like that?
No. It's, remember he parted the Red Sea. You heard that before? The reason he did that is because his people were being freed from bondage in Egypt.
That's right.
You got to imagine the Lord, for that to happen, you think these people let us go willingly? No, the Lord killed people on our behalf.
That's right.
He killed people for his people to get free. Like, just show, the reason I'm bringing it up is just to show that this whole concept of we got this all-loving God to love everybody and his love is the same, that ain't the God that we read in this book. That may be the God you hear in church, but it ain't the God that we read in this book. The God in this book show favoritism towards his people. And it's because of that is why when we see certain demographics of people getting punished more than others, is because the same way he'll show us favoritism, if we go against him, he gonna put a belt on us. Except his belt ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no Louis V belt. It's this type of punishment, bro. Keep reading.
Verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
God said his people is the only people he's known. Meaning he created these other people to serve a purpose for sure. They have a purpose and there's a reason why they're here. But as far as a people he's having direct interactions with, giving them word about what's to happen in the future, why things are gonna happen the way they're gonna happen in the future, giving them instructions, he only got that relationship with one group of people, bro. Read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
God said, because I got that special relationship with you, when you cross me, you're gonna be the one I punish. Like, for example, with your children.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word